Hi Mike, great to catch up with you yesterday. Just to recap on the session, quite simple. I'm going to try and break it down in the simplest form possible. Hands too far back, ball too far forward, left side bracing too much through impact. So they're the three areas that you need to improve on between now and our next session, or certainly work towards improving between now and our next session. Just took the time to put your setup or your original setup here on the top left just to illustrate the point. If we put a line down from the centre of your swing, so in other words your sternum, set up, so line straight down from the sternum, which is going to be behind the golf ball at this point, and then what we did, we discussed that that centre is the centre of your swing is on an arc, and we put the canes down to illustrate the shape of your swing. You're swinging in a circle, and you can see there with the ball so far forward and ahead of your swing centre with the hands back, what you've now got is you've got, even though it doesn't look that way to you, your perception of your club face needs to change. You've got a club face that's actually pointing left of your target. Hence when you release it, you're going to pull the shot down the left hand side, or you're going to try and prevent that happening. You're going to open the club face up a little bit through impact, and the problem you've got now is you're hitting the ball very late in your path. And as a consequence, you're going to work across the ball with the club face. If you work across the ball with the club, you're going to, with a closed club face, you're going to draw the shot, and with a softer club face, you're going to overcut it. And they're the two shot patterns that you're experiencing. So what we need to do is we need to get the setup much more like we see here on the right. So again, line in for your swing centre. Just enlarge that image a little bit for you so you can see it a little bit more clearly. What you've done here is you've felt that you're going to pull the ball back and move the hands forward, and you can see there that the ball now isn't quite as much forward in your arc. You've got a club face that's much squarer to the path or to the target that you're aiming at, and your handle of your club is in a much better position. Now what you can do from there is swing through freely, start the ball consistently up the right hand side, and then learn to draw the golf ball back. As you experienced during the lesson as well, the ball back, the hands forward, actually increased your launch angle. It didn't decrease it, because what we're not doing is we're not de-lofting the golf club as we do it. We've just moved the golf ball back in that circle. If you were to move the golf ball back in a straight line, that would de-loft the golf club and pose you problems. So if I get rid of those lines for you now, and you compare those two setups, the one on the right is the setup that we want to work towards, that we see with better players, and the one on the left is the one we want to get away from. You can see the ball forward, hands back, as opposed to a much more centered looking setup on the top right, which is for you a feeling of moving the ball back and the handle of the club forward. And you can see there all that's actually happening is the shaft is sitting nice and vertically. Now then, if we run your swing through and look what's been happening as a result of the way you've been setting up, and as a result of what you've been trying to do with the golf club, as you're trying to flip the club through impact and release it, your left leg is bracing. You can see there that the left foot lifts off the ground and twists as you come through. Right knee locking out, left leg bracing. That's in an attempt for you to throw the golf club at the golf ball and release it through impact. And again, when you do that, and you do that correctly, you're going to actually get a shot that starts straight and draws too much. What we're going to see here with Grant White on the bottom left is a much quieter move through the ball. You're going to see that the left leg doesn't brace quite as much. The right knee keeps moving in towards the left. The left leg does brace, but much more after impact. And you can see as he comes through, much less of a flip as he's coming through the hitting area than we see with yourself. So again, a quieter move through impact, much less club face rotation, much quieter lower body action, and in particular much less stress on your knees, particularly your left knee, as you're coming through impact. And the way to get a feel for that is, as you see here on the bottom right, set yourself up without a backswing and just make some through swings. Much better there as you're coming through. Not as much a brace of your left leg. I'll just try and get the footage up of the drill, because I'm sure we did get some. Yeah, here we go. So here's your drill for making your through swing a little bit more passive. You can see there as you come through, much quieter move through impact, hips moving further forward for longer, which is going to result in less of a hang back. So again, if we look at where we're going to go here and we put the line on the torso, up the sternum, as you're coming into impact, there's a tendency to just sort of hang back a little bit too long. And the sternum at impact is behind where it was at address. So there's your sternum at address, and there's your sternum at impact, moving behind it a little bit too much, as opposed to being a little bit more on top of it through the ball, and again allowing for a much quieter club face through impact. So again, to recap simply, ball back, hands forward, feel that you're going to move through the ball a little bit more with your hips, a little bit quieter through impact, a little bit less bracing of the left knee as you're coming through. Good luck with it. If you need to go over anything again, feel free to pop in the shop and we can talk things over. Great working. Good luck. Keep in touch. Well done.